Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't be shy, y'all. Don't be shy. I think I'm blue. I got Tune in, y'all. Tune in, y'all. Got a great show for you guys tonight. Oh yeah. We going crazy. We are turned on tonight. I hope everybody's turned on right now. Everybody, you guys ready for this show? Before we start the show real quick, I do want to give a shout out real quick to Take Me to the Island Shop for sponsoring me with their free merch. I'm currently wearing their merch right now. So they have a whole catalog of great clothes, hoodies, dangles, and jewelry. So please show some love to that business. Go check them out on Instagram. It's called Take Me to the Island Shop on IG. And thank you so much for all of you guys. And if you guys love my content, please show them some love. But nevertheless, I hope you guys are excited. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We have some great guests. So let's go ahead and start the show. And we're going to go ahead and introduce the guests real quick. So if you guys don't mind, you guys all just introduce yourselves. Tell everybody your name, your age, what do you do, and your relationship status, because I'm sure people watching this and they want to know. I'll start with you, Yadira.
Hello, my name is Yadira. I'm a personal trainer. I'm 25 years old and I'm single.
Oh, okay. Single. All right, nice. All right, go ahead, Zara, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Zara. I'm 22 years old and I'm a student and I'm taken.
Oh, all right, nice, taken. All right, and last but not least, Cindy.
My name is Cindy and I am a realtor in Georgia and I am single.
All right. A lot of single people tonight here. Thank you, ladies, for introducing yourselves real quick. Before I ask you guys the very first question, I'm always interested in hearing what is the dating experience like with different cultures. So I'm gonna ask you real quick before I ask you the very first question. What's it like to date within your culture? Like, I don't know if some of you guys are Hispanic, and I know you, Zara, you're Arabic. So yeah, if you guys keep if you guys, that's the first question I want to ask you guys. Just tell us what's it like dating as a Hispanic and in an Arabic culture? Because a lot of people that watch this, they're probably watching this and we're figuring out, what is it? Is it the same from where they come from, or is it different? Especially if they do decide to date somebody that comes from a different culture. I'll start with you, Yadira. What's it like to date and be in relationships, coming from a Hispanic household?
So coming from a Hispanic household, I would say is just comfortable because it's what I know. I haven't dated anybody outside my culture. So I wouldn't really know what the difference would be, but I would say that it's pretty comfortable.
Okay, it's pretty comfortable. When you say comfortable, what do you mean by comfortable?
Like I'm able to relate more, speak my own language and know for a fact that they're going to be able to respond the same way, or just be more relatable in general.
Yeah. Is it more traditional in your family when it comes to dating, like being a traditional man or woman?
I wouldn't, maybe traditional, but I wouldn't be close to trying something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Zara, what about you? What's it like being trying to go date and be in relationships coming from a Arabic household?
I do not date in my culture. I date outside of my culture.
Yeah.
I don't really like how it's really, I guess, strict and stuff. So I'd much rather be outside of my culture. So yeah, I mean, I'm currently with an Ethiopian. My man is from Ethiopia. Okay. So yeah. I'm much more happier and comfortable dating outside of my culture, to be honest. But yeah, not that there's anything wrong with my culture, but I like to be like more free. I don't really like that traditional like, oh, like you have to be a housewife type of, you know, thing. I don't really like that. So.
Got you. All right. And last but not least, Cindy, what's it like date as Hispanic?
All right. If I date a Hispanic, I will not date Hispanic men. They're controlling, they're machistas, and I don't go with that. And I don't like anybody telling me what to do or what to no. And that's why I don't date Hispanic men. I've dated outside. I've been married
There you go. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So I will not date a Hispanic man. But I have had experience with outside my culture. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. All right. Cool. All right. So thank you for sharing your experiences. I hope you guys. I got the very first question. I hope you guys are ready for this question. It's kind of hot, so we can start off it off with some hot topics. So, from the previous shows, usually what I do is I will ask you guys, what do you guys look for when it comes to men? But for tonight, I want to try something different. I want to ask you guys, my question is, do you guys know what what do you guys think that what men are looking for when it comes for the type of woman they want to be in a committed relationship with? So, so that's my question, because, a lot of times when we have these podcasts in previous shows, I'll ask you guys what you guys want. But I realized, of course, you guys all know, men and women, when it comes to relationships, we all look for different things. Men look at relationships differently than what women look for in relationships. There's a difference between what we look for. But I want to just ask you guys, what do you guys think that men look for the type of woman they want, especially if they want to be in a committed relationship with that woman? So that's my question. I just want to hear if you guys know, or if the things that you guys have are consistent with what men think about all the time, and I'll share my perspective on that. But that's my question is, what do you guys think that men look for when it comes to the type of woman he wants to be in a committed relationship with? So that's my question. And I'll start with Yadira. That's my question. What do you think men look for?
I think they look for somebody who's confident, smart, and has good work ethic. I would say.
Confident, smart, good work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to add to that? All right. Okay. Cool. All right, Zara. What about you? What do you got? What do you think? What do you men look for when it comes to the type of woman they look for to be committed to?
I definitely someone who's ambitious. Probably someone who challenges them and isn't always like someone who's constantly challenging them, isn't like too like, oh, it's okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that, but pushes them to be better, do better in life.
Okay, ambitious. So you said ambitious, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, ambitious, and I know Yadira, you said confidence and hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. All right, and what about you, Cindy? What do you think men look for when it comes to the type of woman he wants to be in a committed relationship with?
All right, so it all depends on what type of men you're talking about, because this is a very vague conversation. It's a very broad question, because if you're looking at let's say, for instance, depending on the maturity of the man, it all depends on what type, for instance, right now I'm talking to a 33-year-old. I'm 35 years old, but he's actually looking to settle down. Commitment. He's looking for someone that he can trust. He doesn't want to beat around the bush. He wants to be straightforward. And I think the main key here is communication. Telling them what they want. It's a reciprocal, it's a reciprocal. It's a two-way street, not a one-way street. And that's what I'm thinking some men are looking for. It depends on who are you talking about and if they're ready for commitment. Because you can talk to a 37 years old and they're only looking for, you know what, if by the 5th date you haven't slept with me, I'll keep on sleeping around. I'm not going to put that much interest in you. Effort.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you said, so what are the qualities? So you're looking, so the qualities he's looking for in a woman is a woman that's communicative. Is that what you said?
Yeah, a man is looking. It depends on the age, commitment, and maturity.
The age, commitment, and maturity. Okay. So okay, so you said communicative. Anything else you want to add to that?
Obviously they want to be ambitious, someone that is going to be working, not stay-at-home mom, but it all depends. I've met other guys that all they want is to marry someone that's just going to be popping babies out and being a stay-at-home mom and respect them. So like I said, it's a very broad question.
Yeah. I mean, we're just speaking in generalities, right? What are the general qualities that men look for? Especially when it comes to if you take a woman seriously, whether if they're 21 or whether they're 31, right? It's usually the same thing. All right. So you said communicative. Anybody want to add to that? Anybody else want to add to anything? Nope. Okay. All right. So no. So the reason why I asked that question because the whole point of the show is to talk about dating relationships. So help both men and women out there to attract the right partner for you. The one thing I realized when I talked to a lot of modern day women in 2021, I realized a lot of the things they think that what men look for is the same thing that women look for. So I'll give you a perfect example. So Yadira, you said Yadira, you said confidence. Right, you're looking for guys looking for women who are very confident. I think Zara, you said ambitious. Guys look for women who are very ambitious. And then I think Cindy, you said communicative, right? They're looking for women who are very communicative. So I know at the end of the day, I want to ask you guys this. At the end of the day, I know both everybody has their certain quality to look for, but I'm just talking generalities for most men. A lot of the qualities that you guys just mentioned right now, those qualities are not really what men are looking for, especially when it comes. That's what you guys look for. But that's about women. Because if you talk to women, most of them, you guys, if you ask a lot of women, do you guys want your man to be confident? A lot of you guys will say yes. If you guys want your man to be ambitious, a lot of you guys will say yes. If you guys want your man to be hardworking, you say yes. But from most men, if they want to marry a woman and just be a wife and take her seriously, a lot of times what men are just looking for is just a woman that's a very feminine, very caring, very loving, and it's wife material.
But you forgot to mention also trust and security. Someone that's going to make them feel secure. Because if we talk about, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Because let's say, for instance, this guy that I've been talking to, he's like, I want to be able to trust someone, and that trust and security that you bring into that relationship is actually what's going to help you to engage into that relationship and grow that relationship, because it's also based on a solid foundation. It's not just about, okay, I'm just going to date this person, that's it. No, you also want to build that bond too. You want to be able to feel very comfortable with that person. It's not only about okay, I want to get married, but what comes before that as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you say trust, are you just talking about loyalty?
No, it's trust about everything. So you want to have a poker night, or you want to have a game night with your guys, right? Or a gamer night.
Yeah.
You don't want your girlfriend to be on top of you all the time. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I want this. But okay, look, you need to give me some space. And I'm not telling you about space about that. That's a bad thing. But I want you to understand that it's okay for me to have a game night. It's okay for me to have that, building that trust, that it's okay, to hang out with other people. In the Hispanic culture, we grow up to be possessive, obsessives, and insecure. That, mm-hmm. You know what? If our man is talking to another woman, oh my gosh, we grab the knife and we try to chop them into little pieces, and that's it. Oh my gosh, that is way crazy. But in a realistic culture, I would say if you have worked on yourself and you have grown as a person, you understand that's maturity and not insecurity. And that's what happens in our culture as a Hispanic person. Mm-hmm. Because if you're talking to another woman, or, you know, you cannot have friends, or you cannot go out because if they're drinking with their friends and during that night, oh gosh, you're chopped into pieces. You're slipping out.
Oh yeah. I know. I totally understand where you're coming from, you know, but yeah, what the question I'm just talking about is for a man to take a woman seriously, right? So what are the qualities and what are men looking for him to see if he meets you, and when he meets you for the first time, he's like, you know what? In his mind, he's like, oh, this is a wife material. This is wifey right here. This is a woman that I want to marry one day, or see potential marriage in one day, long term.
I would say communication. I mean, so what would you say? Do you think you cannot have a trust and communication with a woman before that? Or it's just basically, all right, it's all physical, it's all that, and we're going to have a happily ever after?
And also, like, to add on to that, like, times are hard. Like, everything is so expensive. Like I don't know, like, I know you guys, some of you are from LA, and like, you probably know, like, it's a crisis out here. We can't afford houses. We can't afford anything. Like, that whole, like, housewife stay-at-home mentality, like, it's gone. Like a man nowadays knows that, like, if he doesn't come from money, not like if he has inherited money, he's gonna need some help. He's gonna need a partner who's also gonna work too, and you can both have an income together. Like that, like, for example, like, my man, he does value ambition because we both don't come from money. We both know that we want to work together and, like, get a house together. So it's like, times are hard. Like, being a housewife, staying at home, like, having kids, like, all of that is, like, it's just outdated now.
That's a traditional mentality.
The what?
That's a traditional mentality. But I would add, it all depends, because I've dated military men too. And the military men, depending, oh my gosh, and this is going to be like, if anybody's hearing this, some men are very, like, especially if, how can I put this that it's not going to sound really bad? Gosh. All right. Some men, they're like, oh, because I'm in this rank, I just want someone who's going to respect me and stay at home mom and have kids. Okay. That all depends on what situation it is. Because in this case, that was my first ex. I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. I'm very outgoing. I'm very ambitious. I need to work. I need to do this. I need to do that. And you know what? It all depends on, that's why you actually interview. The first date is an interview. I always call it a meet, not a date. And you meet them, you talk to them, you hear them, you see what their expectations are, what their goals in life are. And this might sound silly, but hey, I've been around the block for a little bit. So yeah, if they sound arrogant, I'm like, bye.
No, I would respond to Zara, because he said that your man looks for, values your ambition, right? And you guys both work, right? The one thing I would say is, like, for men, ambitious is like extra credit. It's something that if a woman has it, it's nice, but it's not a requirement, right? For women, and having a man that's ambitious, that's a requirement for you, because you don't want a guy that's not ambitious, because ambitious means he's responsible. He's gonna work hard. He's gonna take care of you financially. It's gonna bring financial stability to the house. That's what ambition means. He's gonna be financially responsible to take care of his business, to maintain that relationship and that family. You don't want a guy. I mean, none of you guys want to be. Would you guys be with a guy with no ambitions, no goals, and just does nothing with his life?
No, but, like, to add on to that, I guess, I respond to what you said there. Like, I feel like because things are changing so rapidly, and, like, there's a housing crisis, employment crisis, like, there's so many issues financially, that it's like, if you really think about it logically, like, as a man and you don't come from money, and, like, you have, like, a regular job, like a regular, like, paying job, if you really do want to live a life where you can actually afford a house together, or you actually can afford a house, that you can't carry all that weight on your own anymore. You can't. Like, it's not like how it was 10 years ago, where you're like a high school teacher and you can buy a whole house for yourself. It's not. Now it's like every house in Ontario is like 700,000 minimum. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, like, he knows that. He knows that, like, we both need to work. We both need to put our effort in. So it's like, if I wasn't, like, ambitious, if I wasn't working, like he won't be able to imagine a life together, because it's like, unless we become millionaires, you know.
Yeah, well, the one thing I would say is for men, you know, our love language and the way we show commitment is through providing and protecting. That's how we show love to our woman. So it's in our very nature to provide and protect a woman. So that's why it's for a lot of men, we prefer a woman whether to stay home, whether she stays home or she works. But you know, for men, whether if she wants to stay home and take care of the kids, he's cool, he's fine with that. If she wants to go to work, and you guys, depending on the financial situation, so you guys can both combine salaries to pay the bills. But that's fine as well. But I'm just saying is it's what we just like to we like to provide and protect a woman that we want to wife one day. That the thing is for
actually no, I don't actually, because I had this conversation with my friend.
But
he's 37 years old, and
how old is he?
37 years old.
Yeah.
And you know what? He doesn't like that. He wants a woman that is going to be, look, if they don't have goals, like meaning like, okay, so at least if they're going to school, he's fine with that because they're progressing. They need to progress. He doesn't want someone that's going to be staying at home or living in the parents' basement and saying, oh, you know what? This is all, I want to work at a retail store my whole life. No, he wants someone that's going to continue enhancing their goals for life, you know, because he's not okay with just having someone that stays at home, you know.
No, well, yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people out there that, you know, I'm not saying all men are like this. There's always going to be that men like him, the 37-year-old that prefers this woman to work and to have goals and dreams. But I'm just talking about for the average guy, you know, for most guys you're going to meet. Most guys going to just because the way we show our love is provide, protect. Most guys, that's what they look for when they meet women. Is like they want a wife they're looking for a wife. But like I said, whether she works or doesn't work, if she does work, if you guys want to work and go out there and help out, it's a plus for us. But it's not a requirement.
But okay,
I actually agree. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I actually agree with what you're saying, Will, because to be honest, like based off personal experience, like I'm not going to generalize and say all men, right? Because I know, Cindy, you're probably going to disagree. But I will say that I do agree that yes, like that is a really common love language amongst men. Personally, in my personal relationship, when I first met my man, like he was really into music and like, you know, really into art. And then I guess after like he fell in love with me, like he just randomly had this like burst of like ambition to like excel in life and make more money. And he's like, I'm gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna do this. And I realized, I was like, what? Like, where is this all coming from? And he like slowly lost interest in his art. He just wanted to like make money. And I was like, yeah, you know, like, where is this all coming from? And then I realized, honestly, like it comes from a place of love. Like he just wants to be able to like, you know, support me. So
I mean, that's how we show our love, is provide and protect for our woman. So the thing is, the reason why when we meet women who are not willing to let us provide and protect for them, usually women who are very masculine, women who are very independent, you know, when we meet women like that, for most guys, so that's not the type of woman they are looking for.
Okay, so another one, I disagree still. So this is a police officer. He's one of my neighbors. I asked him, what are you looking for in a woman? Okay, like, wow, that's a big question. Stability, independence, someone that likes to go out and have fun, somebody that cares about fitness, outgoing. That's the basics of it.
Okay, so he said stability, have fun, and
stability, independence, likes to go out and have fun, somebody that cares about fitness. That's the basics of it.
No, I mean, like I said, like I mentioned earlier,
he's going to stay at home. He wants to have someone that's also going to have their independence as well.
Okay, like I said, that's like there's not like that's just a unique experience for him. But I'm just saying is for most men. I'll give you a statistic. You know the demographic right now with of a woman. The demographic right now for women who are single, the most single right now, it's women who are over 30 and they have a career and they have a career. So women who are very career oriented and they're over 30, from 30 to 40, I think 30 to 45. Last time I checked with the statistics, that's the highest percentage of women right now that are single and they have never been married or they find it hard to get married. So for women in 30 to 45 years old, and they career oriented women from 30 to 45 years old. So that's what I'm saying is for a lot of men, that's why if they meet a woman, if they can't be the provider protector for you, and he can't fit, he can't come in his normal biological role to provide and protect, then that's why, like I told you before, a lot of men just prefer to I'm more attracted to women. They just come in, whether you want to work, whether you don't want to work, but they can be that wife role. But there's a lot of women right now over 30, and there's a high percentage of right now in America that they've never been married or they find it hard to be married. Anybody Yadira, want to jump in? Yadira, want to jump on?
Oh, just come here.
So would you say if a woman can step into her masculinity, it's difficult for them to find somebody?
If a woman's too masculine, right? Like I told you guys before, if a woman's too masculine, for most, I'm not saying all, for most men, it's unattractive because we are already masculine ourselves. So you guys, all the things that you guys mentioned before, like confidence, ambition, those are all masculine traits. So for a guy that's very masculine himself, if he meets a woman that's very masculine, that's not, I mean, it's not, I'm not saying we don't respect and value that woman. I mean, we find it impressive. I'm going to respect you because you're very confident, very ambitious. But when it comes to intersexual dynamics or relationship for men, especially masculine men, that's not what you guys look for that in a man, ambitious confidence, because that's what women are attracted to. For men, that's not the same traits we look for. We always looking for a woman that's very feminine, loving, caring, right? And
I also like to add. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Right? And just being the wife role. What?
Sorry. So, in The Art of Seduction, like by Robert Greene, the book that I was reading, it basically talks about like all the seductive characters. There's 9 seductive characters in total, and in one of them is called the dandy, and the dandy mixes masculine and feminine energy. So it's like, think about like Michael Jackson, right? Like he has a lot of feminine energy, but he's also very seductive to a lot of women. Think about Prince, but it also applies to women who do have some masculine traits and also like balance it out with the feminine. Like they're more feminine than masculine, but they still have masculine traits, but it makes them highly seductive in The Art of Seduction. So like it really depends on, like, each seducer has a certain target that they like target, like a target group that they target, right? So it's like there's a certain group of men that are really attracted to the dandy female, like they like those masculine traits. So there's like, I think it's hard to generalize and say that all men like are generally attracted to this, because it's
well, I'm not saying all men, I'm just saying most men, right? Because I don't know if you guys, if you look at the data, like statistically, the more money a woman makes, the more likelihood she doesn't get married. It's in the data. If you go look it up, the more money she makes, the more money a woman makes, especially over 100,000, they have the more likelihood they don't get married. The women who are getting married, and a high percentage of them, those are the women that just prefer to be stay-at-home moms or.
I know a lot of women that make over $100,000 a year, and
I know that's a small. That's their person. I'm just talking about in America, like in America. So I mean that's one woman that you know of compared to like the hundreds of millions of women out there in America.
Statistically though.
Huh?
Like statistically, is that what you mean?
Yeah, statistically, if you look at it in America, for most women over 30, the higher the money they make as far as income, the more likelihood they don't get married. But for men, it's opposite. For men, the more money we make, the more likelihood we get married. Because for women, you guys prefer that guy that's ambitious and confident. That's what you guys look for. For men, when we see a woman that's making a lot of money, usually a woman that's very career-oriented and very ambitious, those are very masculine traits, and that's not necessarily what men are looking for. Because men and women, we look at relationships differently. The things we look for in a woman, especially if we're going to marry, are not the same things that you guys look for when it comes to a man that you guys want to marry.
But then, okay, so then you're telling me that men that make a lot of more money, and that means they are looking for younger women.
No, men who make a lot of money, they attract all women, whether they're young, whether they're old, every woman wants to be with a guy that makes a lot of money. It doesn't matter what age she is.
Do you guys agree with that?
No. I personally like ever since I was young, I avoided men who had a lot of money personally because I feel like having so much power over me is uncomfortable. Like if they wanted to become like abusive or something, they could, and I wouldn't have any money. I wouldn't be able to leave. I wouldn't have any scapegoat.
But what do you think? But what you just said, right? I mean, when I say money, I'm not talking about millionaire. I'm just talking about his ability to provide financially. If you ask most women, they want to be with a guy that can handle his financial responsibility. No woman wants to be with the bum. If I ask you guys right now, would you date the guy that has no money?
I don't want anybody that lives in their parents' basement. Of course not.
Exactly, but that's what women. But like I said,
in their mom's basement, in their parents' basement.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Would you?
No, if I met a girl and she was living in her mom's basement, but she's feminine and she has wife material, she's nice, she's kind, she's loyal, I could care less whether she lives in her mom's basement. I will marry that girl.
Are you serious?
Because like I told you guys before, men and women, like I said, we do not look for this. That's why you're very confused right now. We do not look for the same traits. For a woman, ambition is important for you because that's what women look for in men. Ambitious, confidence. Those are masculine traits. For men, we're looking for femininity. We're looking for feminine traits: love, caring, loyalty, youth, fertility. Right? We don't require our woman to work. We don't require our woman to be financially stable
anymore.
Huh?
I don't even want to reproduce anymore.
Hey, that's your personal choice. But like I said, for men, we don't require our woman to be financially to either have a financial or economic status.
But
if she does, it's a plus. If she doesn't, it's a plus. If she hasn't, it's not a requirement.
Because he's been single for a while. He's divorced.
Yeah.
He wants someone that is actually. What are you looking for a woman here?
I'm not
looking for a man.
Yeah, I'm looking for surprise. No, I'm not looking for anything. I mean, I'm just dating, having fun. I've got no interest in a relationship at all right now.
Okay.
I mean, maybe down the road that may change, but as of right now, I've got no interest in that.
But okay, if you were to be interested in a woman,
if I was looking for something.
But let me ask you this question. If you are looking for a woman, if you happen to meet a woman that you love, right, that you would take seriously and marry one day, hypothetically, does she have to meet a certain economic or social status? Like, does she have to make a certain type of income, or does it matter? That doesn't even matter.
No, it doesn't really. That doesn't really matter to me. But what matters to me? So let's say hypothetically she worked in a job not making a lot of money, but she was in school to better herself. I mean, at a point where she was going to be in a more financially stable position, that wouldn't bother me. But if she was in a job where there's absolutely zero growth and no ambition to move any further, that'd be a red flag to me. Or if she was in a position that didn't have a college education, but she had ambition and the ability to grow further, I'd be good with that as well. But if there's no ambition, that'd be a huge red flag, and that'd be not necessarily a deer killer, but probably a deer killer at that point.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right.
I mean, as long as I don't want to support somebody 100% or like 90, 80%. I mean, I want them to pull their weight as well. I mean, yeah, I don't have a college education, but I mean, I do real estate. I've done pretty well in it. And so I don't think you necessarily have to have a college education to succeed or make ends meet in life or anything like that. As long as you have the ambition to grow further and expand yourself, not only just in job wise, but I mean, just all areas. I mean, just your education. And education doesn't mean the school. It can be anything. It could just be, just reading books, expanding yourself mentally that way, working on yourself personally. I mean, seeing a counselor. I mean, everybody needs growth in their life. So there's multiple ways to grow in your life, but economically, depends on their situation. I mean, if they have got no ambition to grow any further than where they're at, and they're not in a very good position work-wise, and they're living in their mom's basement,
yeah,
that'd be probably pretty much a deal breaker.
Yeah, if I see that the male has that work ethic and that will to want to get better, as in the financial area, then I wouldn't stop myself from getting to know that person. Or if I see some other qualities that I really like, or I feel connected to that person, because eventually I feel like he can work his way up, and like I can be there to support him. And I feel like that's what makes the partnership, being able to support one another, get them where they want to be. So I wouldn't say like the financial would be a flag for me to be like, no, I'm not going to be with you.
Oh, so you're saying Yadira, like if the man's not financially, his financial status doesn't matter to you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. As long as he has a good work ethic. If I see that he wants to, like, is driven and wants to pursue more, then I wouldn't let that stop me.
And I've been with, well, I haven't had that much of a dating life, but for instance, my first ex-husband, I supported him. I was the one that made all the money, and I was the one that basically, supported him and helped him, and until he got into the military, and he got commissioned and all that, and that was fine with me, and he's still in the military and all that. But now it's just like, I as long as you have growth and development and you have that mentality and ambition, and it's all about, right, like in our age or in my age, because you guys are younger than I am, I look at what is actually going on with that person. Do they have any growth, personal growth? Are they working on themselves? Because I mean, sometimes we think, but we haven't gone, like, we go through childhood traumas and we might think like, oh gosh, you know what? This is what's going to happen. No, if you work yourself through all that, then you're actually accomplishing that something. But you're healing too, because that's also another thing. You need to heal before you actually get into a relationship. You need to find yourself, and that's what I'm actually looking at. Because I mean, a lot of these people, they don't have that mentality. They just want to keep on dating and dating and dating, and I'm not like that. I'm just
Well, when you guys say growth and ambition and working towards something, that's pretty much translation for men. It pretty much means like you're looking for a guy that can handle, that's financially stable. That's what that means. That's what that means.
Because, for instance, this guy that I'm talking to, he actually gets that. He's smart. I'm not going to sound bad. It's about the development. Because I mean, do you read? What are your ambitions? I mean, and that's not always have to do with money. It has to be on the mental side.
Well, is a guy you're talking to right now, right? Is he pretty good financially?
We haven't even got into that. I don't care.
Okay, you haven't got to that.
Like, when I talk to a guy, I don't care what they make. That is not my problem.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't talk to a guy that's working at McDonald's, right?
I mean, it all depends.
No, to be honest, if you met a guy at McDonald's, like, I'm working at McDonald's, can I talk to you? Would you give him the time of day?
Who's the president of McDonald's, maybe?
No, he works the cash register.
Cash register.
He's wearing the uniform. He just walks up to you and says, "Hey, I seen you. Can I talk to you?" But he just works at McDonald's.
I would probably tell him I have 2 kids, and I keep on going. I like look at him like, you're too young.
Exactly. So that means his financial status, ability doesn't matter to you.
Go to McDonald's. That's a problem.
Well, but I just give you an example. Like, would you give him, for me, if I met a girl that's coming out from McDonald's? She said I would go to McDonald's.
I don't go to places like that. That's my problem.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. When women say they don't care about man's financial stability, it's actually it's not true. I mean, like, honestly, you guys do care. You guys do care. At some level, you guys do care about a man's financial stability.
The other day I was at a sports bar. Sports bar. Oh God. Sports bar. And I looked at this guy and I'm like, oh, you know what? I would date him. I mean, I didn't care. But I mean,
well, but that nothing ever happened. I'm talking about, like, let's. I mean, you can say that, but I'm saying we're talking about long-term relationships. So we can all sit here and say, I would date that guy, but what are the guys you're actually going to commit to and being long-term? The guy that you're going to commit to one day and finally marry one day, Cindy, I guarantee you that guy is going to be financially, well off, either in the same level as you or higher.
There's something called prenup.
He's got you there.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and say, I would date that guy, but you haven't dated me yet. That's the point. You haven't dated because
I've never seen her before. You got her. She doesn't quit talking.
So let me just say something. So, like, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So girls, like, I'm pretty sure we've all had crushes or like feelings for someone who's like, we're like, why did we like him? You know, like a guy that we just like, we're just confused why we really like that guy. And like, you know, he wasn't ambitious, wasn't doing anything with his life. Like personally, like, I don't know if you guys relate, but I've definitely had feelings for people who were the complete opposite of what you're talking about. Literally had no ambition, and then like later on I'm like, why did I like that guy? Like what compelled me to like him, you know? So I'm just gonna like put that out there. And also at the same time, like when I met my man, like he was just into music, you know, like he was just doing music, like and he wasn't doing really well in music at all. Like he was just doing his thing, right? Like you know, trying to get up there, but you know, like there's always obviously that stigma about getting into the arts, right? Like, and how hard it is and everything. So I was okay with that. Like, I was totally fine with that. Like, I didn't think about it. I didn't care. You know, he was driving for like Uber Eats. Like, I didn't care. And you know, we fell in love, and I've been really, really happy with him. And like, as we like progressed in our relationship, it's been 3 years now. Now we're like talking about like the future together and like how we're going to make money, how we're going to be successful. But like the whole time I was with him, I was completely happy. Like even before, like I was absolutely happy. And I never thought about finances. Maybe it's because I'm 22. I don't know. I didn't think that much about it, but I didn't think about finances that much. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of people go in relationships, you know, with guys, but never focus on his ability to provide. But at the end of the day, when we talk about long-term commitment, for a woman to be able to be with a man long-term, that man has to be able to provide and handle his financial responsibility. If a man, you know, if you guys, it might be cool in the beginning, but long-term, if a man doesn't step up and handle his financial responsibility, you know, there's a high percentage of that woman leaving that man. So, because like I said, you guys are just hardwired. Women are hardwired to attract the most quality man that can take care of her. Because at the end of the, well, I mean, I'm just saying is at the end of the day, like I think Zara said, right? You've all been with men. A lot of girls have been with men that had no ambition, no goals. Everything was cool in the beginning. Yeah, but then when reality hits, right? When you have babies, when there's bills to be paid, there's a mortgage. That's when a woman expects their man to step up. And if he doesn't step up, more than likelihood you're not gonna respect that man because he's not handling his role as a man, and you're gonna leave and go for a guy that has a better financial stability. Right? Because at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys seen it, but in America, the divorce rate is over 50%. And
that's because they don't know how to solve problems. So if you read this book called Love and Respect, it's about communication. It's Dr. something, I can't remember it, Emerson something. And it says actually really, really something really important. And this is what I was talking to the Australia guy that I'm talking to. He basically said that women, like sometimes we interpret things the wrong way. As to men have the blue glasses and women have the pink glasses. So that means when you're talking about that, we don't know how to communicate. Let's say, for instance, you're with your significant other, right? You're laying in bed. You're like, oh gosh, this game, how am I going to pass this game? And she's thinking on your side, oh, I bet he's thinking about that other woman that we were at the restaurant or something, you know? And those are the ways as women think. It's the communication part. And that's where it comes about the divorce rates. Nowadays, we're easily to give up, you know, or there's a lot of unfaithfulness and disloyalty. And there's situations that we're not talking about, but at the same time as dealing about trauma when you're talking about divorce here.
Well, the divorce rate, if you look at the statistics, 80% of the divorces are initiated by women. And you know what the primary reason for divorce?
What is it? Tell me.
Finances. So, yeah. So it's just like I said, because like I told you guys before, I know a man has to bring some kind of value financially to the table. You know, you wouldn't. It's just that that's just the way it is. That's just how it works. If you're a bum, no one probably going to take you seriously long term. You have to work.
Now, if we're looking at it, what are the demographics on that?
The demographics?
Yeah.
Like talk about like
the divorce rate.
The divorce rate? What do you mean?
Demographics, because that's going to be really, really important here. What are the demographics? Breaking it down in education and so forth. Because
I don't know the demographics, but the total divorces for the last 5 years in the last 5 years. It's like 80% of the divorces are initiated by women, and then the primary reason is finances. That's the reason why they filed for divorce, was financial reasons.
I think that might be a statistic that is a sexist statistics, because
it came straight from the government. Like it's data. It's not sexist. Data is not sexist. It's just data.
I mean, I do agree. Like I kind of do agree, because it's like if
there has to be a story, because there has to be more to the story, because yes, I've initiated both of my divorces, but the first one was unfaithfulness. The second one was because he went into being an alcoholic.
Well, yeah, that's your personal experience. I'm just saying, as far as the data overall,
but
the primary reason is finances.
But okay, so my question is, how concrete, even though it's the government, how concrete are this data? I mean, there's something has to be behind it. It's not just because finances. Okay, you say that because it's finances. Okay, not 80%. There has to be much more to it, because when you're actually going through a divorce, what is easier just to say irreconcilable differences?
I know, but when people file for divorce, they list the reason, right?
Yes, because that's
they list.
If you're going with unfaithfulness or anything like that, then it's just easier to say finances. Not really true, because you're saying it's unfaithfulness, but if you go ahead and do it, it's uncontested or contested divorce. Do you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in a contested divorce going to court and all that? So that's why I'm saying it, breaking it down. I don't think those datas are correct. But now, that's my personal.
That's personal opinion. But I'm just saying, like, when people file for divorce, they just write down the reason and people record it, and that's.
But not all of that is concrete. I mean, if we
but then that means you're questioning everybody. Then you're pretty much saying everybody who said finances is wrong. I mean, we're just going. I mean, that's a debate, but we're just going off the numbers. You know, this is what people wrote down. This is what people wrote down when they filed for divorce. They recorded it, and it's posted on the government website.
It's not true. That's my.
You can't go against
honestly,
data. The data is there.
Like,
the data is there, Cindy.
Yes, but the data is not always accurate. It's just like, okay.
It's never 80% though. I mean, those numbers have to be speaking to some point. I mean, they gotta have some truth to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, okay, so you tell me about this, like really, like finances. All right, let's see how many people are losing their houses. Let's see how many. I mean, let's be true there, because people say if we get into real estate here now. All right, yes, people are saying, and this is a she said. Now people are saying, oh, there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. No, that's not true. Oh, and you're going to say the data's there. No, the data's inaccurate because people don't educate themselves on that end.
Well, finance can be broken down in several different areas. Like, for example, this morning I was at a dealership, motorcycle dealership with my stepdad. And the sales guy, he was saying, yeah, we have a lot of people who end up getting divorced over them buying motorcycles. That's financial. Yeah. Their wives tell them, yeah, go ahead and buy, which, I mean, really, yes really means no in some cases.
Oh gosh. No,
so, it could be like spending habits. I mean, there could be a lot of different reasons with financial. Financial doesn't necessarily mean just like they're in a bad financial situation. It could be, spending habits or the way that they allocate their money towards different resources or saving or investments, things like that. So, but I think there's a lot of truth to the financial side, like you're saying. Maybe not necessarily 80%, but I think it's probably pretty damn close, to be honest.
But it has to be broken down into different circumstances, because we're just saying finances can be
most of that demographic comes from the lower income. I think if the total household is like 250,000, the divorce rate drops all the way down to 20%. So majority of those divorces come from lower socioeconomic families. So that's pretty why it's pretty true, because it's coming from the poor people. So it's not the rich people aren't getting a divorce. The more money a family makes, the less likelihood for them to be divorced.
With this. I mean, when you're talking about higher end divorces and all that, of course they don't want to get divorced, because how much.
But as I'm saying, that's why there's truth. That's why there's truth to that the data. You don't believe in, because a lot of those families come from lower socioeconomic families. That's why it is true, because a lot of those families are struggling financially, and that's why they're getting divorced. Because, like I said, the man is not handling his financial responsibility. If a woman is with a man that can handle his financial responsibility, there's a high percentage chance that she will never leave that man. As long as he's loyal, kind, he's not sleeping around other women. The guy's if the guy's handling his financial responsibility and finance is not a problem because he's feeling that role, women will stay with that guy unless there's another reason besides that. I mean, if a guy doesn't provide that financial stability, and you see it not only with the data, but I've seen it in personal experiences that she will leave for the guy that makes more money. It's just how it is.
I think it's true. I agree. I think it's true. Like if you're not progressing financially over time, like, you know, like think about it. Like if your man makes you go to work when you're pregnant, like 8 months pregnant, or like, you know, dealing with like all of that stuff, you know, like it's hard. Like you would rather have someone who can help take care of you when you can't really work. Like when you're 8 months pregnant or you're doing all this and you have to go run around and you have to go work, you have to go do all this, like you do want some support, right? But it's like it comes to a point in life where it's like if he's not progressing like himself and he's not ambitious, like you can progress yourself too. But I'm saying if he's not ambitious, like, yeah, for sure. I can see a lot of people leaving their husbands over that for sure. Okay. But like,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I worked with my first child. I worked 2 jobs and I was 8-9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I worked at the very, very end. But in here, it has to do with responsibility and what both, because I mean, we both had 2 jobs. I had a full-time job. He had a full-time job. We both had part-time jobs and I worked, but it all depends on the finances too. Mm-hmm. You know, it all comes to being an adult. Okay. I mean, yes. I mean, in a perfect world, it'd be amazing if you didn't have to work at the 8 or 9 months of pregnancy. But when you're actually having a child and you're bringing in and you're basically maintaining 2 other kids and you have all this debt, that is all going to come down to what do I need to do in order to keep on moving forward.
Well, I mean, that's like your motherly instinct, right? Your motherly instinct to be able to like take care of your kid, right? You're like, I have to be responsible. I have to take care of them, right? But like, in my opinion, like personally, if I am not, if like literally, if I'm gonna have to work when I'm 8 months pregnant or something, I'm not gonna have a kid like at all, like because that's way too hard on my body. Honestly, I know that, and it's like I'm probably gonna expect him to be able to help me during that time because I'm carrying his child, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna expect him to be helping me during that, you know? So I mean that's what I think.
Let me ask you guys this question, ladies. Like if you were pregnant, would you prefer to keep working during your pregnancy, or would you prefer to stay home and let your man take over?
No. So in this case, okay, so it all comes. Oh, all right.
I give you 2 options. I gave you 2 options. Like if you're pregnant, do you prefer to not work?
Of course, I will continue working.
No, I'm saying is, if you had a choice, right, to you be with the guy that you don't have to work when you're pregnant. Would you prefer that, or you just want to work even when you're pregnant? But there's an option where you don't have to work. What would you choose?
I would still continue working.
Okay.
I would work.
What about okay, Zara? You're not working. What about you, Yadira? Would you prefer not working when you're pregnant?
As a personal trainer, I would continue to work. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it would depend on the job. Like, I don't know.
I mean, okay, in the beginning stage of pregnancy, even all the way to the end, 8 to 9 months.
Yeah, I've seen females like that are pregnant. They can move and they can function good and without an issue.
Well, the thing is, both Yadira and Cindy, you guys are very ambitious women. But for the average woman who's not ambitious, most women, if you talk to them, they don't want to work when they get pregnant. So that's why, like, because women, you're the more vulnerable sex. That's why you prefer to be aligned with a guy that can handle the responsibility. Because when you get pregnant, you're limited physically. That's why it's important for you to be with a guy.
The more movement you have during pregnancy. I've been pregnant 2 times, believe me. And both my babies, one of them I only had to push 3 times, and the second one I did not push at all. The more movement you have, the better it is for the pregnancy. The more, I mean, you can't.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that's you. I'm just saying if you meet the average woman, ask them, hey, do you prefer to work during pregnancy? I promise you, most women will say, I'd rather stay home and don't have to worry about
Honestly, my mentality is like, if like we as a couple cannot afford for me to get for me to like get support to just stay home and not work when I'm pregnant, then I'm not having a kid. There's no way I have a kid. And on top of it, like I have some joint problems. Like I have arthritis in like all of my joints. So it's like for me to have a kid, like there's no way I'm walking around or going anywhere. Like I'm gonna be in so much pain already. So.
Oh wait, real quick. Wait, I know Cindy has kids. Yadira, do you have kids?
I don't have kids.
He does.
Oh no. Then okay.
Okay, so perfect.
Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Once I'm saying, Yadira, once you become pregnant and then you realize, oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna just chill at home, because most women you talk to, they would prefer to stay home once they get pregnant. Like
his ex-wife wanted to stay at home. She did not. When she became pregnant, she's like, "Well, you can tell a story."
Yeah, you weren't here.
I wasn't here. Oh, God.
If you were, that would have been a problem.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, his ex-wife wanted to stay at home.
Yeah, that's what most women would choose. It's just like that's the most vulnerable state. Like you don't want to work because physically you can't. Go ahead.
She's ready. She wanted to stay home anyways. So
yeah. But like I said, if reality hits and your man is a bum and you have to work, then of course women will get to step up and work while you're pregnant. But if you had an option not to, most women would pick, you know what? If my man can take care of it, why not? Just stay home. If you don't have to.
Yeah. And honestly, like it's like I don't even want to have a kid if I like personally like if I can't even afford like a surgery on top of on top of it after, because personally, like I know you're probably looking at me like, what are you talking about? I can see your face, Cindy. But the thing is, it's like I know that like that's what I would want to do. I genuinely would want like a little makeover after. I know that because I can see like, you know, it like changing my body so much, and then I would just really want a surgery after. I know it costs a lot of money, but that's what I want. So it's like if I can't afford the surgery that I want right after it, and also can't afford to be financially like free during my pregnancy, then I'm not having kids. There's no way.
That's why I was talking about earlier to the first question, right? That's why ambition, confidence.
There's care credit actually for that surgery.
0% interest.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, that's why I bring us to when I brought up the question, like I asked the ladies, what do men look? I was asking guys, what do you think men look for when it comes to a wife? When it comes to a wife, they want to take seriously. So, like I told you guys before, there's differences of what we look for. That for you guys, a man's financial status or his ability to provide is important for you because you're hardwired to look for that because you're the most vulnerable sex. When you guys get pregnant, that's when that man is important for you to be with a guy that can take care of you. If you align yourself with the guy that doesn't have nothing going on with his life, then the likelihood of him staying during your pregnancy and making sure he can take care of the kid is less likely. So you guys are attracted to the guy that can take care of you. But for men, it's like a woman's financial status that's not something that it doesn't matter to us. It's something you value in a man. But for men, we don't. Her financial status or what she does, her job, it doesn't come into my radar when I meet a woman. All I see is her beauty, her attractiveness. That's what because men are more we pay attention to a woman's sexuality. For women, you guys pay attention to a woman's to a man's ability to provide and protect. So because that's like I said, that's what you guys look for men. That's why I tell a lot of these women who are very financially successful. That's why that's why I brought it to statistics. A lot of women who are very successful, and I have a lot of women like that with their friends. They always wonder like why they have a hard time attracting a man. And I always tell them a lot of times that what men are looking for is not the same thing you look for. You know, men are always looking for that feminine woman. I mean, it's just, of course, there are men, not all men, but just say most men are just looking more for the feminine woman. But that's my last. Anybody want to answer that? Want to finish before we move on to the next question?
I have a random question that's completely off topic.
Okay, we'll come to you and you can ask me. I got you. All right. Okay. All right, it's cool. So we're gonna move on to Yadira. Yadira, you got what's your first question? What's your question? What do you got for us? Don't hold back.
Can you take someone serious after having sex on the first date?
Oh, yes. We're talking about for men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, No, it's no, we don't. I know, you know, it's funny because I've heard that question a lot of times, and women ask, like, you know, if men care about if they sleep with a woman on their first date. Honestly, for me, it doesn't matter. If I really, if you know, if I really like you and I really commit to you, it doesn't really matter if you give it up on the first date. Because I think for a lot of, I think for a lot of women, when I talk to a lot of girls, you know, they think if they give it up on the first date, a lot of you, I think in your mind you think that guys would consider you guys like whores or something. You know, if you give it on the first date, I think that's what a lot of girls think if they give it up. That's why a lot of girls think in their mind, oh, I'm not gonna give up on the first date because if I do give it up on the first date, a lot of guys would think that I'm a whore. Have you guys heard that? Have you guys ever thought that heard that from other girls?
But that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's about developing the foundation. Like, okay. Oh gosh. It's developing the foundation, the friendship, getting to know them, because I mean, once you have sex, it gets lost. I mean, that's my feeling. And I mean, yes, believe me, I've gotten turned down so many times, but I don't care. I mean, if you want me, then you're gonna put the freaking effort in it, because I'm not gonna waste my time with you.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I think for a lot of girls, they think that if they hold out, right, then that's gonna show that he's a good man. You know, you can't use sex. I think a lot of girls, they do use sex as leverage for the guy to be with, you know, to be with her, and that's something that I think that's one of the worst mistakes a lot of girls think. You know, if I hold off my sex and if he stays with me for a long period of time, then that's your way of judging men. Okay, if I hold off sex for a month and he stays with me, I think he's considered a good guy because he held off for a month. But having sex doesn't indicate whether a man is good. Whether you give him on the first date, whether you give him a month later. You know, if a guy, he likes you, he's committed to you, it doesn't matter whether you give it up on the first date. If a guy's committed to you, he doesn't care. What do you like? For me, if I meet a girl I like, I don't care whether if she gives it up to me on the first. I mean, I'll be grateful if she gives it up on the first day. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. But if she holds out for a month, I could care less because I really like her. I'm committed to her. It doesn't matter like when because I already know I'm gonna get it anyway. Because me and her are already committed. We have a vibe. We have a connection. The relationship's building, so the sex is gonna come anyway. But it doesn't like for men. I think for a lot of guys, I do hear like we don't really care about having if a girl gives us sex on the first date. You know, when you give us sex on the first date, the only thing we talk about. The only thing we talk about is we're just happy we got sex. That's it. We're just happy we just got sex. I think we don't even see that woman as a whole, or that's something I never heard from guys when we have conversations. If a girl gives up sex on the first night, but if I have heard women judging other women if a woman gives sex on the first night. Girls will judge each other, shame each other for doing that. But for guys,
I think men are more judgmental. I think men are more judgmental. I think you're.
No. When it comes to the first night, I'm talking about the first night. Now, if you're talking about multiple sex partners being a whole, that's different. But I'm talking about the first night. Do we care about whether she gives up the first night? Honestly, we don't.
But it's like when I guess like when you're doing that like the first night, like it's only going to lead to the assumption that she's done that with a lot of other people on the first night, you know, because she doesn't know you. You're a stranger. It's the first night you met. You barely even know each other. So it's like your only assumption is going to be like, oh, she's slept with other people. And then men are super judgmental, like super judgmental. like I have so, you know, like on my TikTok, I posted like a video, something about like women, like something to do with like women depending on men with a lot of like money or whatever, how it can be dangerous. And every comment was like bringing it back to that, like oh well, like because she sleeps with this many people, or she like you know, it was so easy and all this stuff. It's like, no, like I don't think that think that's accurate.
It's okay to sleep. I mean, it all depends. I mean, oh gosh.
I mean, do you guys do you guys give it up the first night? Or you guys never?
I mean, I've personally never engaged in hookup culture ever before, but it's only because like I'm really spiritual. Like, I believe that everyone that I would, if I were ever to get intimate with them, like I'm carrying a lot of, you know, their energy, and I don't want that ever. I've, you know, been in a relationship for 3 years, and it's my only person. So, yeah.
What about like Cindy and Yadira? Do you guys give it up the first night?
No, I basically, oh gosh, how do I say this? I've only done it once.
Okay, and what did he do to make him be the only guy that you gave up the first time? What did he do different from the other guys?
I was horny, okay?
That makes sense. All right, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, you're just looking for some sex. You met the guy. All right, that's understandable. All right. What about you, Yadira? Have you given up the first night?
Yeah, I have, and I was pretty drunk and horny, and yeah, but I don't think he made me feel any different afterwards. Like he did, I didn't feel judged by him, but I don't know if he said anything behind my back, and it's not something that I do all the time.
I mean, like I said, if you go into a bar setting and you're two adults, you're just looking for sex, like nobody cares what if we.
Oh no, this was nothing. This is nothing.
Yeah.
It was someone I actually knew, and
okay. If I go to a bar in a club, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, if I go to depends on the setting, right? If I go to a place like a social setting and we're all drinking, having fun, and I meet a girl, I already know if she gives up the first night, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, I don't drink. I'm.
But you were horny, like you wanted to get some.
But that doesn't mean I drink.
No, I didn't say you're drinking. Like, but you went there intent. Your intent was to have sex.
I did not even know it was gonna happen. It actually happened.
Oh, the feeling just came up, and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna have some sex.
Well, we had been talking about stuff, so basically.
Yeah. I think for guys, I don't know. For me, it's like whether or not, for guys, like whether or not, if you meet a guy or a girl that really really like, I based on my conversation with my friends, like because we already, I mean, it's 2021, everybody's having sex. So if you was like back, parents' generation, that would have been different. But today, when everybody's having sex, it's a norm. If a girl gives up have sex, it's like it's not something that's odd. It's like
okay, so yes, 2021 and all that. But honestly, it is a taboo for women. And women are not that outspoken about it. Like, hey, I had a hookup with someone because then they categorize as, oh, you are a whore. No, that does not make you a whore. It means that you're actually fulfilling your needs. If you're doing it with multiple partners, then that's actually, hey, I got needs too, okay? Even I'm single, I got needs. Bob does not make it all.
Yeah. No, I've just heard a lot of women like they'll be like, you know what, I'm not gonna give him sex, and if he lasts, however long whatever that number, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever that number is, then that's gonna be the sign that he's a good guy. And I tell girls all the time, no,
not mean that. Okay,
yeah. If a guy's gonna blow you off and just hit it and quit it, he's gonna wait until you get in, whatever it's the first night or a month. Once he gets it, he's gone. So that's not I have heard a lot of girls think like, if I would hold off, then that's a sign that this is the good guy. I tell them, no, that's not the sign. They will
probably wait there for months and then be like, okay,
not months.
Sorry.
Some guys will.
He waits, like, if after 5 dates, he's a really good friend. We've never been sexually or anything. He's a really good friend of mine. So he has a rule. If after 5 dates he hasn't gotten anything, it's too much effort for him and he runs. That's too much.
Well, if he has that rule, I can just listen. If he has that rule, I'm pretty confident he can get girls. That's why he has a guy that finds it hard to attract women. They will wait if that's his only shot. But for guys that are confident in themselves, have abundant mindset that I know I can get any girl, they don't wait because they know I can always find another one. So I'm pretty sure your friend. What's your name again? Huh? What's your name again? Greg. Yeah, Greg.
I'm not sending press grades real quick.
I'm pretty sure Greg is confident. I'm pretty sure he's a very attractive guy. Girls attracted to him. So he's very attractive. Girls attracted to him. So that's why he doesn't. You can't. If a guy has multiple girls coming to him, he's not gonna wait for that one girl because he has all these other options. But if that's your only option, then you would wait for a long time if that's your only option to have sex. But if you have multiple options, then you're not gonna wait. Both guys and men and women.
My question is, what is the satisfaction if you have a good woman? Why do you just want to keep on jumping like from one to another? I know his answer
because the guy's not ready to settle down yet.
But then,
as a guy, our natural mind is to reproduce. So it's like it's our natural tendency.
Reproduce. So then you're gonna have 10 kids around and all that.
I have one kid
for now.
I know
that you know of.
No, what? So what was the question, Cindy?
Why do you have to be jumping from one girl to another? What's the quantity about? I mean, I don't understand.
Are you talking about the single guy? Are you talking about a guy that's single jumping around, or are you talking about like
what is the whole thing? I mean, you get a girl I mean, 2 or 3 girls every single week. Like, really? What about STDs? Check on the blue waffle, by the way. That's going to take you down.
Blue waffle. I mean, it depends on the guy's mindset too. I mean, where they're at in their life. I mean, do they want to settle down? Do they not want to settle down?
Yeah. If a guy doesn't want to settle down, it's just enjoying life.
There's like too many questions to that answer.
But also, I would say this for a lot of girls out there. You know how hard it is to attract women? You know, if a guy has an opportunity to attract multiple women, has those options, those guys will go off and have sex with as many women as they can. A lot of those women, it's harder for a guy to have sex with a woman than for a woman to have sex with a guy. We have to put in work to get a woman in bed. You guys don't have to put zero work. You can just go to a bar and say, hey, fuck me. And any guy will have sex with you.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Like, it's harder for us to have sex.
All right,
Look. If you want to have sex with 20 men right now, right? You just go to a bar and ask that bar to 20 guys to have sex with you. They will all say yes. For me to go to a bar and have sex with 20 women that night, it's likelihood of that happening is 0 to none.
True.
It's so that's what I'm saying is when God does, to answer your Cindy, when a guy finally has built his life and to a point where he can attract multiple women, guys will take advantage of it because it's so hard to get women in bed. You guys don't understand it because you're a woman. You guys just have like you guys control access to sex. You guys can just choose any guy that you have to choose a guy that you guys want. But guys, like, we have to work.
For girls, it's yes or no. For guys, we gotta like push back, and it's. I mean,
like you can just walk down the street and ask any guy that they want to have sex with. They will, I guarantee you. But us, like, I can't just go to the street. Like every guy I talk to, I have to put in work. I have to make sure I'm financially, I provide something financially value. I can do this and do that. Like, I have to put in game. So that's why when you see guys that have opportunities, and there's only a small percentage of men. That's not all men, but there's a small percentage of men out there that can attract multiple women. And because it's so hard, when men do get that ability, that's why, like I said, they're gonna take advantage of it because it's so hard to do. But for women, and like I said, you guys can just, any guy will sleep with you. I guarantee you. Just walk outside right now, ask any guy, they would say yes. They would say yes.
Old people, so no.
They would say yes. But for me, if I walk outside right now and just the first girl I meet, I have to actually put in work. I have to put in game. I have to talk to her. I have to connect with her. I have to show her that I'm financially independent. I'm good. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, I know.
To get a woman in bed.
So if you and I went up with some girl, like some random girl, like, will you have sex with me? We'd get the cops called on us. I mean,
yeah.
Like some random guy, okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, why not?
That's why a lot of girls, what I've heard, that's why Cindy, you said, why do guys, because it's so hard to have sex. It's so hard to have sex to get a girl in bed because we have to put in so much work. So when we finally but for women, it's totally opposite. You guys can just have sex if you guys want to.
You don't disagree?
I mean, okay, so in this case, yes, I do have a lot of options, but do I take them? Of course not. No.
Well, yeah, but like I said, you don't have to do anything. You do not have to do it. It's zero effort. just text him, hey, come to, I'm horny. Boom. That's all you have to do. That's the only work. That's the only work that you have to do is I'm horny. Just text them I'm horny. They'll be in your door in less than 30 minutes. But for a guy, we can't just say I'm horny to a girl. Nah, we have to talk to her, get to know her, put some work in her, and then put some game, and then it's gonna happen.
Not always.
But yeah, I'm just saying generalities. But I'm just saying it's much harder for a guy to have sex. It's much harder for a guy to sleep with a woman than for a woman to sleep with them. To get guys, for guys to get a girl, than for women to get a guy.
You get all that time, effort into it, and you get shot down, and you're like, well, shit, and then you just you start all over. So
there's no debate. Yeah. There's no debate about it. It's true.
Yeah. A lot of time on the talking. I mean, it's just like, okay, if not, they just start ghosting you. Like, no.
Yeah, like I said, most guys can't do that. Like, most guys don't have the game, don't have the status, don't have the career to do that. So that's why most guys will only stick with one woman. But then there are certain guys, I think they call it in social media the high value man. If you're a high value man, they're gonna attract multiple options, and so if they do get that, they're gonna do what men do. Yeah, but that's my thoughts on that. So yeah, that's Yadira's question. I hope that answer will suffice for you, Yadira. That was your question, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody want to answer that question before we move on to the next question?
No, I have another question. I have another question.
It's all good. Okay, Zara, I know you had a question. So what's your question, Zara?
So what do you think about a guy who's in a relationship going to the strip club?
Okay.
Ooh, depends.
So I've been to. Okay, go ahead. Do you want to answer that one?
Go ahead, Cindy.
So, all right. So I've been to strip clubs. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm freaking.
Wait, even when you're single or you're in a relationship?
Dude, I've been single for almost a year now.
Oh, okay, I was saying. Okay, so okay, cool. Okay,
I've been single. But I've gone to a female strip club. I'm not gay, by the way. Female strip club, but it's basically when you see a stripper, and this is actually what I've looked at. It's basically a form of art. Mm-hmm. It's not about. I mean, believe me, the strippers are ugly and disgusting, and basically I mean, I just see it like, wow. I mean, pay money for that? No, it's just basically the way they dance, the way they because I mean, some of them they have pretty smooth moves. So it's really interesting. So I would say this is a form of art. Be like, oh my gosh, why are you saying that? It is. I mean, I would and some people just it's the perspective you see it and the mindset, the different type of mind that you see it on it. Mm-hmm. So it all depends because honestly, who really wants to get laid by a stripper?
I mean, I don't know. I think
some men don't care.
What do you think though? Like if you're in a committed relationship, like as a guy, do you think it's okay to go to the strip club by yourself or with your friends? Without your girlfriend?
Is it a bachelor's?
No, not bachelor's, but like just an outing.
No, for me, no. I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't do it because
okay.
I would respect my woman's, my wife's
if he's in a committed it all depends though because I mean the strip club I went to is like really
Glamour Lounge.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's what you think because you're not attracted to women from what I know. Like that's what you think. You're like, oh, really, right? But it's like I think it's disrespectful.
The one thing I would say is like my last job I used to work in sales and I used to hang out with a lot of corporate people, and when corporate people come together and have fun, everybody's going to the strip club.
That is true.
So that's where we congregate. So I would tell her, hey, my boss is coming to town, the CEO is coming into town. He's probably gonna go to a strip club at the end of the night, and of course, I have to it's my CEO, it's my boss. He's coming to town. I would tell her probably it's gonna happen. It's probably good. We're probably gonna end up in the strip club, and communicate that with her.
What if she's absolutely not okay with it, regardless, even with the boss? She's like, no, just congregate somewhere else.
I'm going home.
Well, if it's gonna affect our relationship, then I wouldn't do it.
I mean, and sometimes when it comes to like that with higher ups, it's basically, I mean, sometimes you gotta smooch your boss and all that, and make them feel like, hey, because I mean, after conventions and all that, if we want to attract sponsors, we take them to strip clubs. I know it's gonna sound bad, but
I will break it down to her. I wouldn't get like personal lap. I won't break it down. I wouldn't get personal lap dances. I wouldn't. I'll just be in there. I'll just be in there with the boss, have fun, connect with them, networking. That's part of my job. But I would make sure that if I do meet a girl, like I would make sure that I will communicate that in the beginning of the relationship, let her know, hey, this is part of what I do.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't care as long as if I trust that person and there's communication. I wouldn't care.
And it's like I said, it's not for work purposes because like it depends a bit that, but and yeah, when my boss comes to town, like we just that's the place where we have our meetings. So, but depends on where. But yeah, but for me personally, no, I will try to communicate that. But if I really like that woman and I realize that's going to tear us apart, then I probably would tell my boss I can't do it.
Yeah, I care. I care a lot. Like, I mean, I just think like there's no reason to go there. Like, there's no reason to go look at naked women. Like, if you're in a relationship,
I'm telling you, corporate people, that's where they go. CEOs, bosses. Network. If you're gonna network with those type high level people, that's where they go. That's a nightlife. That's a nightlife they go to.
I mean, if you want to get the business, you better say, hey, you know what? Let's go. I mean, because you need to wow them. And I understand sometimes it's just like, and I understand you're young, and don't get me wrong, I'm not offending you. But once, because I had that same mentality when I was younger. No, what do you have to do this? And I was really possessive and jealous. But now growing and being in almost my 40s, I'm like, you know, so what? I mean, if you really want me, then I'm going to trust that person. I'm going to put my securities on them and all that. But if you don't want me, just walk away. Walk away. I don't need you in my life.
I mean, like, it's different with you because like I said, like you're you know, you're a woman, so it's like for you to go to the strip club, it's not like a conflict, right? But it's like if a guy goes to a strip club, like he's going there to see women, obviously, to like look
at. Zara, what if your husband or your guy, Zara, what if your guy was like, I'm about to land this big client, and the big client wants to, you know, this guy can literally change, like, you know, add a lot of business to his business.
You know what I do with these men?
Can I come at least? Like, am I allowed to go, or like I can't go?
Oh, you can't go.
In this scenario.
I would say go, because I mean, honestly, I would say everybody should go to a strip club. You'd be like, okay, why are you talking about like that? Because it's really interesting. It is really interesting to go to a strip club. And it's just like, once you see it, you'd be like, really? And it's really interesting the way that people act and do things and all that. You'd be like, oh no, I'm a very spiritual person too. Because you're like, okay, the negativity and all that, and you know, this is garbage. Where you're coming from? Because I've been there. I've had that mentality. But some of these women are freaking ugly. Like, oh my gosh, just like really, and then their boobs and all that.
You,
oh my
you must have went to some low end strip clubs.
You're in Atlanta, like that's where Magic City is. Like, come on. Isn't it?
It was like the back alley strip club. That's where you went.
But Will, so you said in the scenario, like if he has a big business client,
like this guy can literally.
Am I allowed, like in that scenario, can I go, or is that not an option?
Well, but you know, would it benefit for you to go?
Sorry, my dog is sneezing like crazy. I don't know why. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. She just kept sneezing. Okay, anyways, in the scenario, like basically, like you said, like in the scenario, if you had a big business client, like would I be able to go, or no, I can't go? Like
say you can't go. It's just the boss just wants him and the workers.
I mean, I can't hold him back from that. That would just be crazy of me. I would just be like, it's a crazy behavior. I would just be like, okay, do it. But inside, I wouldn't be happy with it. But I can't like fight with him over it. It's a business, right? Like inside, I still wouldn't be happy with it, because it's like I just don't see. I've never been to the strip club. Maybe like what Cindy said, she's like, you have to go there, you have to see it. But I personally. Like all I can think of it is what I see in the movies. It's like girls coming up to you, grinding on you. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just transactional, you know.
It is like, I mean, some women they will like dance like amazingly. I mean, because they have a stage and all that, and they have the poles. It's not nothing like, oh my gosh, what is that movie with J-Lo? The movie
Hustlers.
What?
Hustlers.
It's not like Hustler. But I mean, it's something interesting. I mean, it's not like what happens in movies. Sometimes that's what happens. I mean, we perceive all our insecurities onto men, and that's what's like, okay, no, and that's the way we think. I recommend you to read that book, Trust and Respect, Love and Respect. Seriously.
Well, I mean, like we have so much love and respect and trust, and we literally never fight. Like we're really, really, really happy. But like that's just one of the things that like, I'm just not okay with. Like the things I'm not okay with is drinking and driving. Like if you drink and drive, that's a deal breaker. Like I would never be able to, because like at that point, it's like, we're going to be together for how many years? And then all of a sudden you're endangering your life. And then you're going to leave me with a bunch of kids. Like, no way. And then the second thing is like cheating. And the third thing is strip club. Like, I can't be okay with it.
I mean, I would say that would be like probably the only legitimate reason why a guy would go to the strip club if it was for like business purposes, like we just explained. But if he's going there besides that, just personal reason, I mean, that's a whole red flag right there.
Like if it's a business thing, like
yeah,
you know,
that would be the only reason. That would be the only reason.
Like obviously I can't be like, no, don't go, you know, or start a fight or something. No way. Like we never fight anyways, right? We have really good communication, really good trust. But it's just one of those things where it's like I just can't see what the purpose of going there would do for you. Like, why would you go there with your friends or like an outing, you know? Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I just can't see why. And like, second of all, it's like, that costs money. Like, why are you recklessly spending money on another woman, you know, when you have a woman at home? Like, spend money on me instead. Like, why are you spending on a random stripper?
This is something you have to understand. Men are dirty, horny guys.
Not my man. He's good.
No, we can control it. We can control it. Some men we can control it. Hey, but so Yadira, so I know Zara said she hasn't been to a strip club. Yadira, you been to a strip club before?
I've never been in a strip club before, but I was with somebody who ended up going to a strip club while we were in a relationship. And at that time, I didn't care, actually. Yeah, I wouldn't really care if he would want to.
Let me ask.
And if it was for work purposes, I would be even more understanding if it was for that case as well. And if he wanted a stripper, I mean, I could be a stripper.
Hey, why didn't you care when he went to the strip club? You know, because most women would care. Most girls would care if their man was going to a strip club, if they were in a relationship. So you said you didn't care. Why was that?
Yeah. I feel like because I trusted him and I feel pretty confident within myself. So,
would you say that you were in love? Like, were you like?
You know, I was very, very young, so I probably wasn't in love.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I think that makes all the difference because like before I was actually in love, like I didn't care at all. Like he could go to the club, he could do whatever he wanted. I didn't even care. Like I liked him, I had feelings for him. But it like once I like fell in love, like real love, like then I was like a little bit more like protective, I guess.
Yadira, did he tell you? Like, did he tell you he's going to strip club? You found out?
He told me.
He just told you, and you were just okay.
I was like, okay.
Wow.
I was like, cool.
What about now? So I know that relationship didn't work out. Now, if you got into a relationship, would you still care?
I would have to be in that situation to like know where my feelings are at. But now, where my emotions are not as invested, I don't think I would care.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If guys like, you know, guys like the word strip club, that's like we have to eliminate that word vocabulary from out. We get in a committed relationship. We know most women would not like that. Most women would not like that. We don't appreciate that because it's going to a show, you know, for men, but they're looking for attention and either they're looking for sex or they're looking for attention from women. That's why men go there, right? So if a guy is going there, then clearly,
they're enough at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If a guy goes there, you know, just in case, you know, if he's in a committed relationship with you, then he's pretty much what he's saying is like, I'm not getting the sexual attraction or the sex I need from you, and he's going seeking that somewhere else.
That's exactly how I view it. That's exactly why.
If you're in a healthy relationship, then your partner provides that sexual attraction and intimacy. But if he's looking that for somewhere else, then clearly there's something wrong there.
Yeah.
If you happen in the future, Yadira, if you get in a relationship,
so I guess it would be. It just depends then on why they're going.
Yeah. Oh, why they're going?
Yeah.
Well, there's only two reasons why men go. Either they're looking for sexual attention from women, or they're looking for sex. Like that's why men go to the strip club.
I mean, like there's also like going because your friends want to go and you just have to go with your friends because that's where everyone's going, I guess. But it's like, you know, you don't have to go with your friends. You don't
not going because their friends are going. They're going because they want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I said, like, if a guy's going to strip club, we go there for sexual attention or we go there for sex. That's what we look for. You know, it's just so that's always like
I mean, if he's trying to look attention from other women, then yeah, I would be worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I'd be concerned.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Greg.
Like consistently, that'd probably be something to worry about. If there's like once in a while thing, like for like work related or just like all their friends are going there, maybe not so much of a big deal. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Then that may be something more to worry about.
Was he consistent? Like your last relationship, was he consistently going? Yadira?
No, he just went ones that I knew about.
Yeah, I mean, I would one time thing. I don't think.
Yeah, if it's a one-time thing, yeah, you know. But if he told you that, you know, that means something. You know, most guys will never bring that up ever.
Well, like for me, it was like about a year. About a year and a half in a relationship, and then he went, and like we never discussed like my feelings on it or anything before, so he didn't know. Like his friend came down here from LA and his friend wanted to go there, and so he just went with him, and I was like really like sad about it. I was really upset. I was like, why would you go there? And then I guess like after that he told me before he went, like he was really upfront and honest, but like I was sad about it. I was like, I don't know why you need to go there. And then like after that, I told him like I'm not cool with it, and he never went again. So we're good.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. So Cindy, what's your question?
Why do guys think like men that are exotic are like more attractive to women? Like I don't know. Men that are like not in the States are like easy. I don't know how to. Yes, they're like more committed. They're more like they have their shit together.
How do you know?
Well,
how do you know?
You're not supposed to tell him. I thought you were my friend.
Hey, guys, we gotta stick together. I'm sorry. You're right.
Bye. I don't know. It's just like I feel like exotic men are better than.
When you say exotic,
in the same way too.
What does exotic mean? When you say exotic men, what does that mean? Elaborate.
Like Australia.
That's exotic. Well, yeah. What do you mean?
Like foreigners?
What do you mean exotic men? I'm trying to understand you.
Well, I think what she means is like just somebody different. I mean, someone who comes from a different country, different background, different culture. Someone who's unique to like coming here to the U.S. or like if we go overseas somewhere else. Like, I mean, if you go somewhere else overseas, you're unique to somebody else.
The same thing with him. He basically like he gets on Tinder, Bumble whenever he travels, and he gets like over 100 messages. But when he's here, he barely gets any messages.
Okay, I would say no. I think that's the same example when a lot of guys go to foreign countries. I don't know if you guys see it when a lot of guys go vacation to foreign countries to get women in other countries.
That's called mail order brides, okay?
No. It's like no. I would. This is my opinion, but I think I think America is like the most difficult place to date and marry in modern day society in America.
I think so as well.
I think compared to other countries, where I think other countries it's much easier because the thing is like in America, because of social media, because of modern all these things of apps, it just made the dynamics of like the sexual marketplace it's so difficult now because of we have access to unlimited options now. So right now, like the average person that you would have just dated in your hometown is no longer dateable for you because you have women and men also. We have these standards and like that's something I've noticed. All like women in America and men in America, we do have these unrealistic standards and what we want out of a relationship. When other countries, it's more reasonable. It's more just people just they just want marriage. Like, other countries, people just want to get married. So they meet somebody, get married. But now there's all these, in modern day society, everybody has stipulations. Okay, I want to get married, but he has to have this.
It's because of Hallmark movies, okay? Huh? It's because of Hallmark movies.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just everybody has this like conflated standard expectations of what they want, right? So I just noticed that it's much easier to date and girls from other countries when I do go other countries. But when I meet girls in America, they're so difficult, like because they have all these standards of what they want. It's like that's why I've know. That's why I have a lot of friends. Like I think in America, it's the most difficult place compared to other countries. It's just because of social media. It's because of all options, standards, expectations, whatever you want to say it. But yeah, that's why a lot of people. That's why you see a lot of people. What they're doing is they're going to other countries and marrying overseas. They're looking for husbands and wives in different countries.
So that's what I have to do. Go into different countries and get myself a husband.
You don't have to.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but I don't know I think for men it's different. I think men is easier, but for women, because like I know Cindy, I know you're looking for a specific type of man, because I know we had a conversation already. Yeah. That he has to make him a certain. He has to make a certain income. He has to be this certain way, this lifestyle. So the thing is, like, that man that you're looking for, the chances of you finding him in a different country, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be difficult for you to find that guy. But for guys, like I said, we're just looking for a feminine woman, beautiful wife, and it's that's why a lot of guys, they go to the foreign countries, and where they're still traditional, per se, and they just want to get married, and then they go marry these girls from other countries, because it's really hard today to marry like the modern woman in America, because everybody do all these things that they want. That's just my.
What are your thoughts on marriage? Like, do you believe in marriage? Like, do you want to get married?
To me, or are you talking to Cindy?
To you.
Oh yeah, I want to get married. I believe in marriage. My parents been married their whole life. It's something I grew up in, so I want that. But I'm like Greg. I'm like Greg right now. I'm just just having fun. I'm one that I'm just enjoying where I'm at right now. I'm trying to work on a lot of things, but when I do meet the right woman, then I do want to. I just want to be married once, and that's it. I don't want to, have divorce or anything. That's what I believe in personally. Just marry one person and spend with that person the rest of their life. But everybody's different. What about you guys? How do you guys see marriage? Do you guys want to get married one day? Give it up on marriage?
I don't believe in marriage. I mean, like, to be honest, like, I don't really care what the government, my status as, and also, like, I don't really want to spend money on a wedding. Like, if I were to spend like $30,000 on a wedding, because that's the average cost for a wedding, I would just rather go on vacation and spend it there. Like, I don't think you need an actual like document.
What's wrong with you? Don't spend $30,000. No, I know I really though.
Sure. Like, real estate is my number one goal right now. Absolutely. But I'm saying, like, if I were to like just throw money away, like, for enjoyment, like, I may as well go do something I actually enjoy instead of spending money on a bunch of people to eat food. Like,
pictures.
So Zara, you wouldn't mind not getting married in a traditional sense, right?
No. Yeah.
You guys could just live together and you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, common law. We're good.
Okay, cool. What about you, Cindy? Do you have to, like, are you looking to get married?
Yeah, someday.
Someday.
When I find that right person.
Okay. All right. And Yadira, do you want to get married?
Yeah, I would. After my divorce, I was kind of like, hell no, I'm never getting married again. But after like healing some more, I feel like I would.
Okay. All right. So since we're talking about marriage, so what are the type of men that you look for to be the type of men that you want to get married to? There's men, there's men we just have fun with, but there's also there's men that you guys see as husband material. So what is husband material for you?
For me, it would be the connection. Like I want us to have like good connection, passion, trust, being able to trust, good communication, and work ethic for sure.
Okay.
Those are pretty much my main
thing.
And being able to be funny, like, because not to be too serious.
So you struggle to attract those type of men?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you are attracting those type of men.
Yeah.
Okay, so so why aren't you, if you are attracting those type of men and those men that you just mentioned are husband material, what's stopping you from going into a committed relationship with those men?
Well, at first, because I wasn't as intrigued, the connection wasn't there. But there is someone that I find to be more connected to, but it's like a push and pull with him.
Okay. Push and pull, like as in?
Like he doesn't contact me as much, or like wanting to hang out as much.
Greg, what does that mean, Greg, if a guy doesn't contact the girl and doesn't give them time?
As being too eager.
Huh?
They don't want to come across as being too eager.
Because like when we hang out, it's great, it's amazing, and then like sometimes I just don't hear from him after that.
So like you text him, then there's like a delayed response and texting back, or like vice versa.
What was that?
So if you text him, he may not respond for a couple hours or something, or
no, the conversation just ends. Like if we text is because we're updating each other on something, or we're figuring out when to hang out and where. I know he is going through a lot at the moment, so I don't know if it's just that he just needs some time for himself.
Yeah, y'all talk on the phone a good bit?
No.
It's either texting and hanging out kind of thing.
Yeah, we just hang out.
But nothing after that, right?
After what do you mean?
You just hang out,
like after that, like
there's no text, there's no communication. There's no communication after that.
No.
Okay. Well, there's only two reasons that might happen. Either he's going through something else, or he has another girl involved. I'm just gonna keep it upfront, keep it real. If a guy really likes you, he's gonna reciprocate it. He's gonna make time. He's gonna make sure.
That is true.
Maybe has options open, or just like
that's what I'm saying. He has options. Like if he's not giving you that time, if he's not giving that time to you, he's definitely giving that time to somebody else.
He doesn't want to come across as being too eager either.
But they're hanging out, so that's so if you guys are already hanging out already. But if he hasn't taken the extra effort to put in, then I like it. Either he's going through a lot of things, or, if my opinion, there's somebody else.
Well, I know he is going through a lot of things, but I don't know if like.
I hope that's the case.
Right, I'm gonna break it down to you. Wasting your time, honestly, because I've been there. So you know what? Move on. I know it sounds bad, and I may be coming across like a jerk, but don't waste your time. He's just messing around.
Make him chase you for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
like ignore his text messages and just avoid him and see if it turns. If he starts chasing you, then it's something that maybe he's going through something.
Or he's probably using you as his side piece. Sorry,
a lot of times.
Look, it starts like, oh no, I just like, oh yeah, I'm busy, I'm going through a lot, and you know what? It's completely BS. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh no, I do want to be with you. Oh, are you available? No, I mean basically like no. He's his side piece.
Yeah.
Oh, you're his side piece. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But you have to, this is what you need to know. You need to know your self-worth. You're beautiful. You're amazing. And this guy is taking advantage of you. You're worth more than that. Do you want to be chasing someone? No, you don't chase.
Yeah.
Well,
Preach.
yeah, I try not to overthink it. Like like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I'm just really going with the flow.
Keep on moving.
Yeah, if
make him chase you. I mean, start cutting back on your communication, your time. Like when he wants to hang out, don't make yourself available. Be like, I'm sorry, I've got plans. I can't do something tonight, or and just start making yourself less and less available. People do change about it.
But he's already shown that. Like I'm telling you, like if a guy really likes you, he's gonna pursue you.
But even if he's going through tough situations.
Yes.
Oh yes.
He wants you the most. That's where he wants you the most. He wants you to be through it. He wants you to be part of it. He wants you. This is how to say this in English. Te está tomando el pelo de pendeja.
All I heard is So the guy that's wasting Yadira time, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for him. You gotta just shoot it. Just shoot him off.
The right man is gonna come at the right time. Believe me, it will. It's gonna take time, but focus on yourself. You're beautiful. Focus on healing yourself, getting to know yourself. You're your best partner. Being single is not bad. I'm happy being single.
No, yeah, like I'm happy. Like I'm happy, and
but he's wasting your time.
Yep. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, he's wasting your time.
Next. Oh wait, let's pick on you now.
No questions prepared.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so that was what was our question? Oh yeah, marriage. Oh yeah, what type of men are you looking for marriage? So I know I asked that to Yadira. Cindy, for you, like what type of man do you look for him to be considered husband material? Like what does that mean to you?
I honestly want someone that is going to be straight, not gay.
You didn't have to say that, but yeah.
I want someone that is going to be like loyal, trustworthy, that I can actually have like a solid friendship foundation first, and that we have things in common. I mean, fitness is something that is really, really crucial for me. It's really important. And accepting my kids and being part of their lives too. Wanting to travel. I mean, flexibility, like, I mean, physical touch is very, very important. Sex is really, really important for me. That they can handle my how do I say this?
Sex drive.
My sex drive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I can think of right now.
I want to ask you this. Do you want more kids?
That I probably, with the right person, I would have one more.
Just one.
We can think about it. I mean, it's not like something that I have to have a conversation right now about it.
Okay.
You're open to it.
I mean, I might be open to it.
What if you had twins?
Well, I mean, he better stick around for 20 years because you know what? He's not going anywhere. He's going to be stuck. Okay.
All right. So let me ask you this question. Do you find it, so that's husband material according to you. Are you attracted to those type of men?
I'm actually not even looking right now.
Oh, okay.
My dating app is TikTok. That's it.
Well, I mean, you're still talking to people, right? So, I mean, you're still looking, right?
Of course, I talk to people every day.
Okay. But are you attracting those type of men? Are you attracting like those, that men you just listed? Are you attracting those type of men?
I mean, I don't know. I've had so much stuff. I've been busy, by the way. I'm going through a lot of stuff. So because I'm going through a lot of stuff lately, I'm not really like... Sorry, I was just being sarcastic, Yadira, but oh gosh. I don't know. That's my problem. My problem is I'm not actively looking. I'm like in a little cave right now, and I'm like exploring, like la la la, let's see, da da da, and then swipe left or right or whatever it is. I'm not even on apps actually. I mean, he's like my best friend, and we hang out all the time. I mean, why would I need to hang out with anybody else when I have him?
She gets her needs.
Yes.
That's actually needs. I mean, I hang out with his family and all that. I mean, it's like him and I. We have like a weird friendship relationship because everybody's dating, but we're not dating.
She's like a guy to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she has boobs, so obviously she's not a guy, but
no. Yeah.
No, I mean the reason why I just asked that question because I do when I listen to people when I ask them that question, what do you look for? Especially today in America, where it's so hard to date nowadays. I realize a lot of people, they know what they want, but I think one of the questions they never ask themselves is what you want. Are you attracting what you want? Because you can want something, but if you're not attracting what you want, especially when it comes like, I meet a lot of girls like, I want this guy and it has to do this, and this, and this. But have you ever asked the question, are you attracted to those type of men, or ask the question is the man that you want, what do they want? If that makes sense.
You know what I want? Attention. I love attention. I like the good morning. I like the good morning text message. I like I like that, someone that actually shows me effort, because actions speak louder than words. You can tell me that you're interested all day long, but if you're ghosting me and telling me you're busy, you're full of shit.
You're saying you can't find guys that'll give you attention?
No, I can find plenty of guys that give me attention.
Oh.
And I want to be with them? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I actually don't have that many guys like reach out. I don't know if maybe I can be a little intimidating, or maybe I'm too much in my masculine energy.
I would say it's like I had to take a billboard down because I was getting around 15 to 20 phone calls or text messages a month because they were asking me, I'm not interested in real estate, but would you love to have dinner with me? Like, look, no, we're done. No.
Wait, so people still ask you to go on a dinner date with you, Cindy?
Yes, all the time.
But they're not the men you're looking for, right?
No.
Okay.
Well, Cindy, you literally look like you're like 22, 23. Like your skin is like perfect. I've been looking at your skin this whole time. Like, how are you above the age of 30? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm 36 now. So yeah, I work out Monday through Friday. I eat very healthy. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I have
to wear sunscreen every day?
No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
I
was just curious, like, how did you keep yourself looking so youthful? But yeah.
Eating healthy and drinking a lot of water too.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. Who asked the last question? You guys remember? Who asked the last question?
You asked.
I don't remember. Okay. All right. So, Yadira, you have a question? We can come back to you.
Okay.
All right. Zara, do you have another question for us?
I'm just looking. How do you feel, like, if, like, I guess based off of any past relationship, how do you feel being with a girl who's like really attractive and there's so many people, just so many guys always staring at her and like hitting her up and stuff? Like, how does it make you feel?
If I'm with a girl that's very attractive?
Yeah, and everywhere you go, she's always getting eyes. Like, everyone's staring at her. She's always getting messages. Like, how do you feel about that?
If she's with me, I wouldn't do anything about it. You
wouldn't feel like uncomfortable.
No. The only thing that would matter to me if I'm with a girl that's very attractive is just how she's portraying herself to get more extra attention, if that makes sense. So if she's purposely, the way she handles herself, the type of clothes she's wearing, if she's trying to attract extra attention, then that would be the issue with me. right? But she's just beautiful, and then I know I'm with a beautiful girl, and she's gonna attract attention anyways. I wouldn't mind. It comes with the territory when you date somebody that's attractive, whether it's a man or a girl, you guys already know that there's always gonna be people that they're gonna look. But when it comes to for a woman, I would pay attention to how she dresses. If she's trying to attract extra attention, and she is trying to attract extra attention, then that would be an issue for me. It would be an issue for me. Then I would have to have a conversation with her. But yeah, wouldn't matter to me.
I was just curious. I have a lot of friends who's like their boyfriends always get really mad at them, like when they hit on it. I was like, why? But
I would say that's insecurity, because I had the person I was with before, my ex-boyfriend, he's just an ordinary guy, and his friends would be jealous of him because he was with me, and it all depends on the perspective you see it. I mean, the security and the trust you have in that relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know that your significant other loves you and is crazy about you, who cares? You can't control what other people do or look at or anything, I mean, I remember that I would be with him and I would have guys approach me and I would get so ticked off. Like my Latina side would be fired up completely. And he would not. He learned that he couldn't leave me alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if you have confidence in your woman, you guys trust each other, you guys love each other. Yeah, I mean, when you date somebody that's very attractive, you have to understand, for both men and women, that people are gonna look. So if you're dating an attractive guy, handsome guy, you already know girls are gonna look. If you're dating an attractive woman, then you already know guys are gonna look. All right, it just comes with the territory. You can't complain about dating somebody attractive and everybody's like looking at you. You guys know that's gonna happen. It just comes with it. So if you can't handle it, then find you may have to, go find some level down a little bit if you can't handle it. But I think that just comes with the insecurity.
Yeah.
Insecurity. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yadira, did you come with your question? Did you figure out the question?
Just ask. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy.
Just say it.
Well, how would you? The question was, like, how would you know if the man would want something serious with you? But I guess, like, based on the conversation that we had, would be like that he makes time for you.
Like, you know what? I mean, it's like, it's been a while. Well, I have a lot of guys that say good morning, but anyways, they're going to take the time of day for you. They're going to tell you their schedule. They're going to always like message you. They're going to do voice messages, video text messages. They're going to do everything and anything, anytime they have, even if they're sleeping, they're going to be like, even if they're in the middle of the night and they're waking up just to take a dump, they're just going to text you and message you something. I believe he's going to make time for you regardless, because he's interested in you. That's the only person that's interested in.
They'll put in the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe not that much effort. That's called simping. But Sims don't simp, guys. But he would put in the effort. I'll ask Greg after this, but for me, there's two things a guy would do that knows that you would know as a woman that that he's serious and he wants to commit to you. Number one would be time, right? He gives you your time. But I think one thing a lot of women don't realize is you have to pay attention to what he does. So what he does, because it's not about the time that he gives you, he's giving you his valuable time, right? So if you date a guy that has nothing going on for him, because sometimes a lot of girls, they'll confuse time with commitment. So if a guy's giving a lot of time, but the thing is, if you date a guy, say he's playing video games all day, doesn't have a job, he's unemployed, right? So naturally he has all the time in the world. So if he's giving you all that time, that doesn't necessarily mean he likes you. He just has that time. When I say time, is his valuable time. He's willing to time that he could have spent somewhere else, but he chose to keep that time to you. So if you date a guy that's very busy, like like a real estate agent, like a realtor like Cindy, always working, always ambitious, he may not have as much time as most average guy, but he's willing to give you some kind of valuable time. Like he'll still give you time, right? So the most important thing, he's giving you his valuable time that he could have spent somewhere else, but because he values you so much, he wants you so much, he'll give that time to you. And I think the second thing would be is if guys, if they really take you seriously, they do care about how you feel, like your feelings. So if he pays attention to how you feel, if you're not happy, if you're upset, like he'll pay attention to that and he'll reach out, hey, everything okay, everything's good, you need help, you need some this, like he'll communicate that with you. Because guys really like you, they'll make valuable time for you, and they do care about how you feel, and they want to provide, protect, and make you happy. And most guys I've seen that don't care is like they don't give the time and they don't care about how you feel. If they don't care about how you feel and they don't give their time to you, then to me that shows that he's not really committed. But that's just why I see it. What about you, Greg? What do you think? What do you think that what do guys do to show interest and commitment, like they're really interested in a woman?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I mean, a lot of as well. I mean, like even if you're extremely busy, you'll find time, even if it's an hour. Like for me, I've got a daughter and I've got her 1 week on, 1 week off. So like the weeks I have her, I'm limited on my time on anything I can do. So the only time I can meet up with somebody is for like lunch or like an early breakfast or something. I mean, you'll find time to like rearrange some things in your schedule at times as well. I mean, if you got something in the evenings that you do, you may skip the gym that evening to go hang out with the girl you were talking to. When it comes to the emotional side of things, I mean, that kind of depends too. There's a lot of guys that they just don't get it. They're emotionally unavailable in a lot of ways too, and they just they don't know how to communicate that way.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is maybe just how they're raised, or they just haven't been through a tough time in their life yet to really realize like how to properly be there emotionally for somebody else, if they're not even there emotionally for themselves too. I mean, that's kind of, I mean, there's really two parts to that, to the emotional side of things. But I think they're both, basically, they're both very important parts of if someone's committed or not. Either if they're not willing to make the time, or really just be there emotionally for you, especially if they know you're going through a tough time or having a rough day, then they're just not committed at all.
Yeah. And then
blow it off. You like, hey, I had a shitty day today. If they're not willing to listen, if they think just like you're complaining, and then either they don't care or they just don't know how to communicate and help you walk you through that.
Yeah. Like especially I think you said something like, I think you spent time with that person, and then after that there was no communication after, right?
Yeah, that's a little strange.
Right. So for guys, we think about that stuff. Like, for me, like if I'm very interested in a woman, after that initial interaction with her, that we spent time together, I would care about how you feel after that day. So I would do a follow up. Hey, how's it going? Like, I will follow up with you because I care about how you feel. I don't want to be left in the dark and no communication at all, because I actually care about how you feel, because you're somebody that I'm attracted to. But if he's not even processing that, if thinking about that, worrying about how you feel, then that's, for me, that's a sign. That's a sign. But like I said, some guys don't communicate that way. But for typically guys who have healthy emotions and they're very healthy emotionally, they do think about how you feel as a woman, and they don't just leave it to the dark and then don't say anything. They will communicate that with you.
And that's really important. And keep in mind, make sure that you know your self-worth. That guy, forget about it. Block him. Delete. Forget about it.
Well, before you make him chase you, be unresponsive. Don't make time for him. No situation.
All right. But I guess we'll do one more round of last couple questions before we conclude. So do you guys have any last questions? Any hot, spicy questions? Questions that you guys want to ask? Go ahead. This is the time.
Don't be shy.
You guys got spicy questions? Anybody? Nope. It's all good. Greg, you got any questions?
No questions. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know this was going on until I came downstairs. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I did tell him about this.
Well, yeah, briefly.
But he basically just listens. He has selective hearing, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, good. Well, I appreciate your input.
Selective hearing.
I appreciate your input, Greg. At least I wasn't like by myself here.
We're gonna stick together, so I had to jump in.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So, ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for being on this podcast. To conclude it, I do want to ask you, ladies, one last one thing I always ask all my guests at the end of the show. Just want to ask you guys for your feedback. You know, what you guys learn from this podcast? What do you guys take away from it? And I just want to hear your feedback of this podcast. So, but I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on. I know we're all in different parts of the world, different time zones, but you know, taking the time to do this, I really enjoyed it. We had some fun, and hopefully we had some great conversations to help you guys. People that are watching right now, watching live, hope you guys in your relationships, things that you're going through, but also all of us that's on this podcast. But I'll start with Yadira. What did you take away from this podcast? What did you get out of it?
It gave me a lot of insight on a guy's mind, so that was pretty cool. And I also learned more of like the dating world, since I'm pretty like I'm starting to open those doors again. So
yeah,
it's good to get some different perspectives.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. Zara, what you take away from the podcast?
I guess I just heard some new perspectives about like money and relationships and all that. So it's interesting.
Okay. All right. Nice. And last but not least, Cindy, what did you take away from this podcast?
I learned a lot about like the different ages on how we think, you know, like I remember when I was in my 20s, early 30s, now kind of mid 30s. So our mindset and our perspective changes a lot with time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. All right. So, but yeah, everybody that's watching, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you for watching. Drop some comments below. If you have any comments, drop below. I'll definitely list all these beautiful ladies' social media handles underneath. So I know a couple of them are single. So if you want to shoot your shot, go ahead. But yeah. All right. But yeah, we'll love your feedback. If you're watching this, love your feedback. Definitely drop some comments below. We'd love to hear your feedback and thoughts about all the topics we discussed on this podcast. Don't forget, we do this every single Saturday, live every single Saturday. So tune in for all the upcoming shows that we have coming up on the next couple of Saturdays. So thank you so much for watching.